quite the arm on you, man. Can you hear me? Fantastic. All right, nice. All right.
You started.
So I'm going to go over here, get away from Colin. All right, so my name is Chris Morrell. I'm a fifth-year student at Georgia Tech. It's going to take me 6 years to get out of here. I think it's going to be common, though, or maybe not that common. But I'm a competitive overclocker, and I'm sure no one here in this audience knows what it is, but I'm hoping to introduce at least part of my hobby to you guys. Today I'll be talking about what I consider to be sustainable and unsustainable overclocking. They're two vastly different but very similar concepts. Talk about the pros and cons of overclocking, and then I'll talk about my hobby in general. So since I'm not funny, as I've, the last three guys have been incredibly funny, I decided to throw a few lolcats in there and whatnot, so I hope that helps out. But basically what I'm talking about here is how computers actually work. Most of you guys, a lot of Macs in the audience, so you guys probably have no idea what's actually in the computer, but the rest of you guys might know a little bit of what's going on. Basically, multiple slides. So what's going to happen more or less is within a computer there's two things. There's a clock generator, which constantly clicks over, like the clock right here, and then there's a multiplier. As you can see in this picture, there's the multiplier and the generator. So what you want to do is whenever you're overclocking is you speed up the clock and make it go faster. And this more or less is what I consider a hardware hack. In this case I have the Core i7 W3570, expensive chip, but what I was doing is I was simulating the Core i7 920. So the 920 is a $280 chip. The chip I have is a $999 chip. I can get the Core i7 920 to run much faster than 975 and save myself a lot of money, because as you can see, oh god, I'm so fast. Jeez. Okay, anyway, so the benefits of overclocking. Faster processor accomplishes more work. You get more work done, you make more money. If you complete load fast, you get to the idle state faster, and you save power. So, the underpants gnomes, collect money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, alright, so the risk of overclocking. Processor instability, additional heat, shorter CPU life, and blue screen death. I've seen that so many times it's not even funny. Now you can click. Go. I need more time then. Okay, thanks. So, alright, so the risk of overclocking, how to combat that. So you have the additional, you add additional voltage to the processor to make it run stable at faster speeds. That's great and all, but that generates more heat. For that to combat, you have bigger heat sinks. Shorter CPU life, most CPUs last 10 plus years. You're not going to keep your Mac up more than 3 years, so that's not a huge issue. So competitive overclocking is something that I do, and more or less there's sustainable and unsustainable overclocking. I use liquid nitrogen and liquid helium as my coolants. This is not a 24/7 stable thing, but more or less what we do is we benchmark stuff really fast. Some of the skills that I've acquired, cryogenic skills, learning how to develop low-stage refrigeration systems, insulation, and soldering, a lot of advanced soldering. So liquid nitrogen is my coolant of choice. It's really accessible. You're breathing 80% oxygen or nitrogen in the atmosphere. It's cheap at 50 cents a liter, which is dirt cheap. I use 5 liters an hour. It's fun. I really enjoy it. So, soldering. This is a video card that I didn't solder. A friend of mine in Sweden soldered it up, but he added a bunch of kickback components and everything. And more or less what we do is we beef up the power delivery system so they run at double speeds and whatnot, and we can push enough power through it. Insulation. So, paper towels and toilet paper, my favorite insulation technique. It's quite silly, but if you wrap enough stuff around something, no air and moisture can get in. If you live in Georgia, there's a ton of humidity. I killed so much hardware. Paul would know. But that's a great way to insulate. So low temperature refrigeration. I specialize in multi-stage cascades and auto cascading. Then you guys know what this is? Did you know what this is? Oh, damn. Okay. Alright, so basically what I do is I more or less will link together multiple refrigeration units, condense stuff that's normally not condensable. It gets really cold. So some of the risks. I actually tore this motherboard apart on accident, pulling the pot off this thing. This thing, I ripped it off and ripped the processor and half the board off with it when I was doing it. But anyways, what I do is I kill a lot of stuff and I go really fast. It's a lot of fun. Jesus Christ, 15 seconds is not a lot of time. Alright, so where's the fun? It's a hell of a lot of fun. This is one of AMD's unreleased processors that they gave to me a few months early. And this is running at 6.5 gigahertz. It normally runs at 3 gigahertz on air. So it's stupid fast and I have a lot of fun doing it. In international competitions, there's about 200 or so guys that compete globally. I'm in the top 50. I just got back from China in Beijing last week, which is why I'm jet lagged. And I didn't research this, but hey, this is what I do. It's a lot of fun. I'm surprised that you guys are actually awake. I did run out of time. You guys are not asleep. This is probably the most nerdy hobby here. If you got any questions, hit me up on Twitter, email, buy me penis. I do play these slides, so I have more time here to talk about myself. And yeah, so I, you know, anyways, that's my presentation, guys.